Hey everyone, and welcome to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. If you aren't familiar with the name Ho Chi Minh City, you might recognize it by its former name, Saigon, which is still widely used. This city has a unique charm that captures both its vibrant history and its dynamic future. I arrived late in the evening, so I went straight to my hotel to check in. I was staying at the Concept City Center HCMC, a 4-star accommodation situated in District 1, a prime location for solo travelers and couples alike. The hotel itself was instantly welcoming, with a hip, cozy vibe that took me back to my college days. From the moment you walk in, you feel like you're stepping into a second home. They even have a sign that reads, "Come as a guest, stay as a friend, and leave as family," which couldn't have been more true. My room was quirky and full of character, with a full bed placed diagonally in the center. It was a compact space, but incredibly functional. There was a comfy bed with a small night table and reading light, along with a workspace that I definitely put to use. A flat-screen TV hung on the wall, and a handy wardrobe rack provided towels, flip-flops, and a safe. Behind the bed, I found a sink area equipped with a hairdryer and complimentary toiletries. The room also had a coffee machine, filtered water replenished daily, and a mini fridge. Through 2 vibrant orange doors, there was a small shower with shampoo and shower gel, and a separate toilet. Downstairs, there was a small yet hip gym. Although it didn't have a lot of equipment, it had a fun, laid-back atmosphere. And one of the biggest perks of the hotel was free access to washers and dryers, a huge plus for travelers on the go.
Hey everyone! I'm excited to introduce to you a new travel booking platform that's quickly become a favorite of mine, Planin.com. It's completely free to use, and not only can you save up to 40% on hotels, but Planin.com often beats prices you'll find on third-party and even hotel websites themselves. But what truly sets it apart is how it blends booking with trusted recommendations from real travel creators and influencers. For example, say you're planning a trip to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. On Planin.com, you can search for hotels in the city, and as you scroll through the options, you'll see recommendations from your favorite travel creators, each sharing their authentic reviews. This helps shape your travel plans from insights from people who have actually experienced these places, making each trip more meaningful and tailored to you. Just a heads up, these special rates are for members only. But don't worry, the site is free to join, so be sure to sign up on my link below to access these details. Now, back to the video.
The next day, I set out to explore Ho Chi Minh City for the first time.
Good morning, Vietnam! I always wanted to say that. It's not really morning, but I am in Vietnam and I've come to Ho Chi Minh City.
Ho Chi Minh City truly comes alive when you step into the streets. It's a place where the past and the present coexist, with French colonial architecture standing tall beside modern skyscrapers.
So I did just cross that chaos, and the rule of thumb in Vietnam is there are places to walk, and you see them just like normal cities that have their crosswalks, but you gotta just walk. They will watch out for you. You can't stop. If you stop, you're gonna get hit. But you have to be confident and you have to just go.
I think this area gets really busy later, so I will be coming back to it. But I also am being really careful. If you're not familiar with Ho Chi Minh City, it is the old Saigon. I'm in southern Vietnam here. And so, you know, this area was once fairly destroyed by a major war. So it's interesting to come see, and there's a lot of things I want to see here. But I do know, and I've been warned by other vloggers, to just watch your camera equipment. So being by myself, I'm going to be a little bit cautious, to say the least. So that's my actual first like crosswalk sign. There's crosswalks, you know, on the street, but that's the actual first sign saying, hey, it's okay to walk now. So if you were ever curious what a menu looks like in Vietnam at McDonald's, that would be it. And yes, as you can see, I'm sweating. This weather is so much like Florida weather. It's August here in Ho Chi Minh City, and it's humid and it's hot, and I am expecting it to probably thunderstorm soon.
I was sure I'd never find someone to make my head spin around. No one's ever gonna be the thing I need, they all just let me down. But baby, you saved me, yeah, baby, you saved me, saved me.
So I feel like any city, parts of Saigon here are really modern. And obviously, like I said, the city's been rebuilt because there was a major war here. But, you know, other parts of it could use a bit of a facelift. But it's a really, really busy city. This is Vietnam's largest city. And I'm here in District 1. So District 1 is where you're going to find all of the big tourism things that you're going to want to see here in Ho Chi Minh City.
Ho Chi Minh City is divided into 24 districts, with District 1 and 3 being the most popular and often considered the modern heart of the city. These districts are home to many of Ho Chi Minh's heritage buildings and museums, blending the city's rich history with its vibrant modern energy.
I was sure I'd never be the kind of girl to feel a love like this. Now you got me buzzing.
So that's a major market that I do want to go in. So I was planning maybe tomorrow. But we'll see, maybe on the way back.
You turn everything gray, clouded in navy, into new shades. You color me.
So something really interesting here in this city is a lot of the old apartment buildings, they've kind of repurposed, and instead of them being apartments, I think they were all abandoned at one point, they put businesses in them. So it looks like an apartment, but yet there are full-on businesses in there. I know a lot of these places have really cool coffee shops, so they are on my list. Because if you didn't know, Vietnam's got some really cool coffee choices. So to give you an idea about my arrival here in Ho Chi Minh City in Saigon, so I arrived last night and saw the entire city lit up. It's definitely something to see at night. You don't even know where to look first because everything is just sparkly and literally all lit up, you know, like most cities are. But today I went to the gym I didn't really film the gym. It wasn't my favorite gym, I'll tell you. I did stop at California Active, but it was really tiny and the equipment was quite old. So I wouldn't say that it was my favorite place to work out, but I did have a good workout. And then I went to the grocery store. There is a co-op here. And I have to say, I bought several drinks. I brought some fruit. I bought some rolls with peanut sauce. And I didn't film it because they were just kind of average. But I have to say, for all the food that I bought, it was maybe 27 US dollars. So the food here really inexpensive. And of course, the food is really good. When I first got here last night, I had to teach really quick. And so I used Grab, which if you're not familiar with Grab, it's like Uber. But I used Grab to order myself some food. And I was looking to see, which had the most recommendations, best reviews. But I had a pork and noodle soup, and a pork bun, and also a taro bun. And I have to say, oh my gosh, the food here is amazing. So if you love Vietnamese food the way that I do, this is a city that you're going to want on your list. There's some stage set up down there, so I guess, and I see they're setting up, so I guess some concert's about to go on.
About to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my glow. Fireflies in the yard, everything's a work of art, already got it.
So really interesting reading some of the history here. It talks about how Vietnam, how they liberated themselves from the French colonialists to become their own. But then it also goes on to talk about the Vietnam War, and it talks about the US and basically saying how they won the war against the US. I don't think the United States thinks that anyone won the war. Of course, Vietnam is unified, which is what I think everyone wanted. But I think that might be really controversial. And as an American, I know there was no winning or losing of that war. I know that that's a war that, as far as most Americans are concerned, that we should have never been in the first place. That we should have been minding our own business. And Americans took a lot of casualties during that war, and it's a very kind of sore subject in the US. So it's interesting here to stand here and read all of these signs about the war, to see the perspective. And obviously I'm in Vietnam, and I'm in the United States right now. So it's definitely interesting to read for sure. So this is the Opera House, and it definitely has a very French feel to it. Until we drop in the good times don't stop. So the building behind me is the City Hall, and obviously it was designed in French colonialism. So, yep, definitely looks French.
The building was originally constructed as a hotel by French architects and is referred to locally as Hôtel de Ville, a name that may sound familiar if you've been to France. Modeled after Paris's own Hôtel de Ville, this landmark is no longer a hotel. Since 1975, it has served as the People's Committee, a government building with no public access.
A second, you cut me just enough to feel the edges, but I still feel like we could make it if you let us, and I don't wanna let you hit the ground. You came into my life like a boomerang. just waiting here to feel you in my arms.
They have an entire exercise area in the middle of the park. It's really cool.
Keep on coming back. You keep on coming back. Oh, you keep on coming back. You keep on coming back. You came into my life like a boomerang. Come back, now you're gone.
So this is the street food area that I plan on coming back to. So this is the Imperial Palace behind me. Lots of history here. The sign says it's a historic relic. Very true. So the park and these streets though, it definitely reminds me of Paris, I'm not gonna lie. It feels very European right here. So walking around here in District 1, again, yeah, it really does feel very European. It's getting very dark, so I wonder if it's gonna thunderstorm on me. But it's really nice to walk around here. It's not as chaotic. I mean, yes, there's a lot of traffic, but we're in the city center right now. But it's definitely much more modern. It's much more friendly for tourists to be walking around in. So the Notre Dame Cathedral here is completely under construction. You can't even actually make it out.
Shrinking into places she's outgrown. Always misunderstood. Wondering if she'll ever be completely known. Her tears could fill a million pages that she doesn't want to write. And all the time is time she's wasted. So just look up at the sky. Bang, bang, baby, baby, let your broken heart feel that there's more than just survival. Bang, bang, baby, baby, let your broken heart beat to the drum of new revival. And you're thinking, damn, this heart keeps telling all my secrets. Let it out, let it out, let it out now. You don't gotta damn this heart. Keep telling all your secrets. Let it out, let it out, let it out now. Bang, bang, baby, baby, let your broken heart feel that there's more than just survival. Bang, bang, baby, baby, let your broken heart beat to the drum of new revival. Bang, bang, baby, let
So this building is amazing. So authentic. I love it. I love that they restored this, and just walking around, wow, it definitely takes you to a different time. Really cool. Now I feel like I'm in Vietnam.
Thought I could forget you, though it comes as no surprise. You supply the air I breathe.
And it's still a real working post. That's what's really most impressive about it.
The Central Post Office is a stunning colonial-style building with elegant Gothic architecture and was designed by renowned French architect Gustave Eiffel and was constructed between 1886 and 1891. The design resembles a European railway station, giving it a unique charm that attracts visitors from around the world.
So really cool, they are selling postcards here, and of course then you can mail them home. So really awesome.
This historic post office is not only the largest of its kind in Vietnam, but it also remains a fully functional post office today, where visitors can send postcards, purchase stamps, and experience a piece of Vietnam's architectural heritage. The next day, I decided to treat myself to some self-care and got a beauty treatment called hair stroking at Kim Lee Beauty. This was a specialized eyebrow treatment designed to last up to 3 years.
So I just had hair stroking done to my eyebrows here at Kim Lee. I have to say they did an amazing job. If you're not familiar with brow stroking, it's basically they go in with a needle and they add strokes to your eyebrows to make it look like hair, and they go one strand at a time. It's a little bit more natural, but basically my eyebrows were uneven. With age, they've gotten really, really thin. So now they're full. They did them like a brownish black so that it worked for me. But they did a really, really good job. And in 6 months I can come back if I want to either here or Hanoi and get them touched up for free. But I have to say, if I got this done in the US, it would be so expensive. It was a little over $100 here. She spent probably 3 hours working on me. My girl was a true artist, so she was very meticulous about getting everything right. I think I was a hard case for her just because literally my eyebrows were uneven. So now I feel more confident. Not only that, but it's so hot, so I'm enjoying kind of not wearing some makeup. So now having my eyebrows done, it kind of makes me feel like I've got makeup on, I don't have to put makeup on, and that I'm ready to go. So the really tall building back there is actually really pretty at night. It's called Landmark 81. It is the tallest building here in Vietnam, and it's actually the second tallest building in all of Asia, I believe. So no water bus until 8 p.m. tonight, so I guess I'm not doing that, which is strange. Most water taxis come every few minutes, so. So I just got an iced coconut coffee. Wow, amazing. So far, every coffee that I've had has been absolutely incredible. So this is definitely a nice little park, a nice little promenade next to the river here. I'm kind of bummed I can't take a water taxi, and that's kind of a strange thing on Sunday, that it doesn't run again until 8 o'clock, but yeah. So I guess I'm just not doing that, and I'm just gonna walk around.
So far, I was absolutely loving Vietnam. Make sure that you're subscribed because next I check out some of Ho Chi Minh's street food. See you next time.